Alright, so you guys remember last time I found out that the distributor was shot. This optical pickup under here is not working. So the circuitry's fried. Don't want to fix it because it's never worked right to begin with. So in this box we have the solution to all our problems. However, it hurts the wallet, but it's stuff that I have wanted for a long time, so we're finally going to get this installed. Here we go. So you know those parts when you're growing up, you're like, man, when I get a cool car, I'm going to have cool race car parts like that. These, or this, is one of those parts for me. I've always wanted sick MSD Ignition parts, and now I finally get to have it. So, MSD plug wires, an MSD 6AL2. This is not a programmable one, but this car does not need a programmable one. So, an MSD 6AL, and one of my favorite parts that I have always wanted, a Pro Billet distributor. This is the black version, blacked out. It's gonna look so sick. Cannot wait to get this installed. And a Blaster SS coil for that sparky spark. More stuff for me to buy. Some classic Summit stickers. And the painful numbers. Ouch. But if this doesn't work, I might cry. For real. If this does not work, I might cry. Let's get this stuff opened up. I cannot wait to get this installed. Alright, so my first order of business here is to first get the engine set up before I take the distributor out. What I mean by that is I'm going to make sure that I am at top dead center on cylinder number 1. And you know, it makes sense, the distributor should point to cylinder number 1 if the timing's set properly, which, I mean, the car ran, so it should be good. But I got to make sure I'm on the compression stroke of that. So how I'm going to do that is I'm probably just going to take all the spark plugs out and just put fresh ones in since I'm putting all this stuff on. But take all the spark plugs out, and then as you're cranking the motor over by hand with like a breaker bar, you can feel the compression through the spark plug bore. So that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure I'm on the compression stroke and not the, what would that be? The exhaust stroke. Alright, next step, planning. I think I'm going to put the coil right there, plastic coil right there. Distributor obviously goes there. And then the box, I could either put right here on this steel plate or inside the car on the passenger side, basically, underneath the footwell. I'm honestly leaning towards inside the car, as much as I want to flex and put that thing as visible as possible. I don't really want it to be exposed to the heat of the engine bay, because it's just digital circuitry. So yeah, thinking I'm gonna put it on the inside and just run the wires in. That way I kind of keep the clean look of just the classic car, nothing but engine type of thing, real mechanical looking. So I think I'm going to do that. MSD box on the inside, run the wires in, coil right there. Yeah. Let's start with the box. Let's get all the wires ran to where they need to be. And then we'll move from there. Alright guys, so the plan for the MSD box is to go underneath the passenger footwell here, right up on this firewall area up here. Then I'll install the rubber vibration mounts that the kit comes with. That way, get the least amount of vibration to this thing. I want to make sure I don't damage this at all. So yeah, I'm going to get that thing taped up there or held up there somehow, and then use these rubber mounts. It comes with everything, even the nuts. So I'm going to install these, and then they are threaded to where you can just use the little bolts here, so it's easy to take in and out just in case I have to. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's get to it. Alright guys, here's the progress. I didn't record any of it because it was just monotonous, but got the rubber isolators in there. That took some finagling. Ended up just taking the glove compartment, whatever, box thing out. Makes it a lot easier to get to everything. So time to mount the box up, run the wires, and start putting some loom over everything. That way it looks nice and clean, and start connecting things. Alright, progress update. Pretty well done in here. As far as wiring goes, everything's tucked away and zip tied. Got the wires ran back to the battery. Everything's got terminals on it. Everything's soldered together, heat shrinked, protected. Now time to move on to the engine bay. Alright, here's where we're at. Coil's mounted, wired up. Got everything tucked away in the loom, so it's looking nice and clean. My wire ready to be connected to the distributor. Everything in the car is set up, ready to go. You can see it in there. Yeah, right there. Everything's wired in. I'm gonna leave that off, or leave the panel off for now, so I can see the status light and make sure everything's gonna function. I go to start it up. So next step, get the distributor in. So I'm gonna compare it next to the old one to try and get that collar in the right position. And slip this baby in. Point to number 3. That's probably as close as I'm getting it. We'll adjust it with the timing. Come on. Hey. Who'd have thunk it?